really cool little fella. Ooh. What's up guys? How's it going? So our neighbors just gave us a heads up that they're going to be fumigating today for about 1 to 2 hours, and the reason they're fumigating is to kill any mosquitoes or ticks that are in their backyard in their house. So they're going to be spraying this white smoky stuff that's like filled with chemicals because it's designed to kill insects. So we're going to get out of the house for a few hours. Hopefully by the time we come back they're already done. We're going to go surfing. There's supposed to be a swell in town right now, so there may be some decent sized waves, but let's go get some waves. Alright, here we go. Today I was doing some testing with some crazy slow-mos, so a really slow slow-mo should kick in right about now. Alright, so you know when you're skateboarding and you're going along and then you hit a pebble, and then you get lunged, kind of just like shot, propelled into the air, and there's nothing you can do to avoid it. It just happens sometimes. Totally unexpected. Now, this is what happened to me on this wave, but the only thing I could do was make the most of it, most of the situation as a whole, so I decided to body surf the rest of the wave. And I think out of all the waves that I caught today, this is the wave that I'm gonna remember the most because I got lunged into the air, and I body surfed, super awesome wave. Now, today I caught a ton of waves because we were surfing for such a long amount of time. If you want to see the rest of the waves, they're going to be on our main surfing channel, iSurf Tribe. The link is in the description, of course. This was a left where I was working on doing some like little wraps where I'd come up, do a quick turn, and come back to the white water. And try to not go too far out, so like quick turn, straight to the white water. And then this was the end of this wave, so I just figured I'd do a little, wow, that slow motion looks so cool. It's like 3D. Wow, that's awesome. Did a little finish to that wave, and yeah, pretty good time. Like I said, rest of the waves will be over at iSurf Tribe. Wow, I'm really digging this crazy slow motion. Let me know what you guys think. All right, back to reality. Just got back from surfing. That was at least like a 3, maybe getting almost a 4, probably not even 4, but like 3, a little bit over 3 hour long surf session. That's like a extra long session. We just stayed out, wanted to make sure when we come back they were already done fumigating, didn't have to breathe that stuff in. But I just noticed my eyes look really red. Oh, I have no idea what that's from, but it probably is from all the salt water because we surfed from like 9 until like 12, no, maybe not 9, but like 9:30 to like 12:30 or 1-ish. I don't know, it was a long session, but my eyes are really red. I don't know, I think we'll be all fine. Talk about a find. Now these were just growing right in our backyard. These are some coconut trees we planted years ago, and after years of waiting, nice fresh coconuts like hanging down lower than my head. Like, that is a find. So how about we get one of these down? Put that on the ground, and then just gonna pop this little, almost like a lid. Just pop that right off. These coconuts are fairly young, so I can just cut a little square right in the top, and that should be good enough. Oh, so satisfying. A great midday snack. Right after enjoying a delicious coconut, I realized a few steps away there's actually some type of spider. So here, let me focus in on it. And this spider right here is actually known as the golden silk orb weaver. Yep, it's a tough one to remember, and it has quite a long name, but it's a very like deadly looking spider. I'm not sure if it's like poisonous. It's most likely has a not too pleasant type of bite or something, so probably gonna stay away from this one. But it's interesting knowing their names. It looks like this spider has his lunch hanging out. Whoa! Whoa, did that spider just catch some type of little bug? Whoa, guys, I just started recording just to get a different angle, and the moment that happened, a little bug got stuck in the web and the spider was able to get it. Wow, that's something really rare to, I think, get on camera when you're like totally, it's unexpected. Now, what do we have here? Alright, I've never seen this plant growing before, but it looks like it may be some type of berry, but maybe not. I don't know, it's probably something poisonous, so there's no way I'm going to try to eat that. It almost, this one looks like a tiny, tiny cherry tomato. This one looks like a tiny, tiny blueberry, but they're on the same plant. There's no way. If you have any idea what type of plant this is or what type of fruit, please let me know, because I'd like to know if these are edible or if these aren't edible or whatnot. But yeah, definitely not going to try to eat those. Hoo-hoo, we've come across an ant carrying some leaves back to, most likely, its colony. I once heard a story from a friend. He said that there was these guys who they were like lost or like stuck in the jungle or something, and they were like starving and they couldn't find food or anything. But they saw this trail of ants and they were carrying like pieces of fruit or leaves or something. So what they did is they followed the ants to see where they were coming from, and they were actually coming from this tree that had fruits. So it's something to keep in mind if you're ever stuck out in the wild and maybe you see ants. Never be like, oh, it's just ants, just ignore them. Like, you know, you may follow them and find like this tree that's like filled with fruits that you otherwise never would have found. It's a pretty cool tip. I never would have thought about that. But yeah, ants are pretty smart, pretty intelligent little creatures. Look at the size of that flower that ant is carrying. Crazy how such a tiny little ant can carry such a big thing compared to its size. Okay, so I found the trail. There seems to be a lot of the little ants carrying these little flowers that the flowers look very familiar from these little plants that actually are very common around the area. Imagine if us humans were as organized as ants. That would be crazy. Like, look at them. Like, they just walk past each other, they help each other out. You don't see them like in the middle of the pathway arguing or like fighting each other. They're just doing their thing. So many times I've tried following these ants' trails, and I'm telling you, they go on for miles. Once I followed one of these trails for like a solid 20 minutes, and then it finally got to this like cliff that I couldn't climb up because it was just like way too sketchy, and the ants continued up the mountain all the way to who knows where. So these ones are actually, I'd like to follow their trail, but it goes through the fence right there, and yeah, I can't go through the fence. I was just inside of my house, and this little lizard right here, he somehow found his way inside and he was running around, so I caught him to bring him out here in nature, but I figured I'd show him to you guys. Oh, he's so cool to see him up close, but I'm not sure if this is one of the types that stays small or if these are one of the kinds that start off small and they can grow into these really big iguanas. But anyways, here's a little close-up. Really cool little fella. Ooh! I tried to give him a little pet and he like backed his way into my hand. Okay, little pet. So cool. Okay, we're gonna let him go. Whoa! There he goes. Off into the wild. Much better for him to be out here, not in the house, because if he's in the house, he could get stuck somewhere or trapped, and it's better if they stay outside. Plus, we don't want my dogs trying to eat him like a little snack. Oh, I just noticed this butterfly, but it's weird. It's like it can change colors from like orange to brown. Whoa, that is so cool. The butterfly is on my hand. The other day I found some mushrooms in my backyard and I got rid of them because I was talking about how I don't want my dogs to accidentally eat them. And then after doing that, I decided to do some research about different types of mushrooms and fungi. And then funny enough, today I find this little weird looking mushroom growing in my backyard. And from the looks of it, this looks like a gasteroid as the type of mushroom it is. The ones I found the other day, I believe, are agarics, or part of the agaric group, something like that. Now the reason I think this is a gasteroid is because the cap and the stem are all mushed together. They're not really, you can't really see like this is the stem, this is the cap. whereas like on a agaric mushroom, you can really tell the difference between the stem and the cap. Now that's what I think. There's a possibility that I'm wrong. If you know the exact type of mushroom that this is, please let me know in the comments, because I always love learning more about different types of stuff out in nature, like plants and bugs and insects and animals, all that cool stuff. Here's just a different angle to get a better look at it. Yeah, it's very weird looking because it's just like one big blob growing out of the ground. You know, one thing I believe about gastroids is the actual spores are actually inside of the mushroom. With agarics, the spores actually end up hanging out at the bottom where they can fall out and fly away in the wind. Whereas with gastroids, the spores actually have to be busted out from the inside from rain and wind or something stepping on it or some types of something like that. A few steps away from the gastroids, well, I found these mushrooms right here, and these appear to be polypores. Now the reason I think they're polypores is because you'll notice there's no stem, so they're growing straight off of this palm tree bundle. That's one of the characteristics of polypores is they grow straight off of trees and stuff. They don't have like a normal stem like your normal mushroom. Not sure the exact name, but if you know it, let me know down below in the comments. Well, today has been a good day, I would say. Caught some animals. Is that an animal or a reptile or something? I don't know. It's always fun when you get to try to catch little insects or animals or just like learn stuff about plants and stuff, so that was good. Today's positive quote is, "Your vibe attracts your tribe." What this quote means to me is that how you react to situations does really make a big difference on what type of people will want to maybe hang out around you and stuff. So like, for example, let's say you're hanging out with some friends and every idea that they come up with, you're just like, no, bad idea. No, this is why it's not going to work. This is why it's a bad idea. Just forget about it. Bad idea. Then some other day when you're like, oh hey dude, you want to hang out? They're gonna remember, oh, whenever I hang out with so and so, they always have negative comments about any idea that I come up with. And I'm like, no dude, sorry, I can't hang out. I'm busy or something. So just think about that when maybe you're hanging out with people, or how you kind of react to just stuff, maybe ideas or something that someone proposes. There's certain times where you should definitely be like, this isn't the best idea, it could be really dangerous, here's why. But you don't want to just be totally like negative about any idea, any thing that someone comes up with. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to keep always doing awesome stuff. And of course, I will see you guys tomorrow early in the morning. Bang! If you want to see other recent videos, click here. And if you like my work and what I'm doing, please consider visiting my Patreon page. You can support me for as little as $1 and gain access to live streams, exclusive videos, and more. Click below or link in the description.